Okay, guys, let's start. We decided to combine, thank you, our talks with Yasufumi. I will talk about Xtrabackup stuff, and Yasufumi will give some news about our XtraDB development. So, okay, I am writing on MySQL Performance blog, and I am Percona consultant. So. Just some introduction. And I want to talk about not really about Xtrabackup. It's just you may be familiar with NADB hot backup stuff. It's just doing a backup of NADB MySQL. And I want to talk about something more stuff what you can do with extra backup, like some things we added recently. Lower? Okay. Okay, I will try. So, short version about extra features we have in Xtrabackup. This is streaming backup, incremental differential features, partial backup, import-export tables between different MySQL servers, statistics on NADB tables, and backup without locking. And let's see each of features in some more details. So stream backups allows you to produce already tar compatible version of MySQL database. So you can do pretty much everything what you can do with tar file. Just not to, when you extract the data, you need to specify -i, which ignore zeros, because in background our tar backup is concatenation of several tar streams. But it's pretty much transparently. So you can do, like I said, everything with tar stream. You can compress, you can copy to different hosts. You can copy to different hosts without encryption overhead. You can do throttle network usage, because if you just copy files, it might hurt your network performance. And Maxim recently asked me how to easily set up slave from master. It's also possible with stream backup. You just copy of your master to another host, and it's pretty much ready to go. It's no downtime for master. It's transparent. Beautiful. Incremental backup, when you have pretty big database, maybe 100 gigs, 500 gigs, and it's relatively small changes, you can do just incremental stuff to copy pages which changed since last backup. You can set up different schema, like once per week do full backup, and once per day do incremental stuff. It will make space usage much smaller, and it also should be much faster, and stuff like that. And partial backup, you can backup restore only a couple of tables, not full MySQL database. Just if you need to copy a couple of tables, or you want to backup only just a couple of tables. Yes, go.
So can I use Zamanda to manage this? I don't know if it can handle incremental backups and incremental Zimanda?
Zmenda?
Do you know Zimanda?
Yes, I know Zmenda.
Can we use Xtrabackup? Use Zimanda to launch Xtrabackup?
I think you need to write some plugin, but Zmanda works with InnoDB hot backup.
Right, but InnoDB hot backup does not do incremental, right?
Yeah, it does not.
Okay.
I spoke with Zmanda guys. They were going to add something, but I'm not sure what's the current state of stuff. And the feature which I like a lot, and I miss it a lot in my InnoDB life. It's just a copy of one table or a couple of tables from one server to another server. And now it's possible with our extra backup utilities, and it's maybe useful when you need to set up one table on your QA environment and you do not want to copy all full your production database on QA. And it's also many when you do sharding data and you need to rebalance in current InnoDB state, it's very painful. You need to do very too many operations to copy just a couple of tables from one server to another. You can do it with our extra backup stuff. The drawback maybe is destination server must run XtraDB because it requires some patches to InnoDB to accept importing tables. But if you do not like XtraDB by some reason, after import you can switch back to InnoDB. It's pretty much compatible data formats. So that's it. Statistics. We added recently pretty much detailed statistic about each index in a DB table, and the reason we reuse Xtrabackup for that, you can run statistics on offline data, like you can make a backup and you can run statistics on backup to not hurt your production and server. So for each index you can estimate data usage and fragmentation of index. I recently posted a couple of posts on my MySQL performance blog about importance of fragmentation. So you can use InnoDB statistics to estimate how your index fragmented. That stuff. And about locking, by default, Xtrabackup and InnoDB hot backup copying also my sum tables. And to copy my sum tables, you need to execute flush tables with read lock, and it might cause some problem. Like it will, if my sum table is too big, it might lock your server in a read state for a long time. So, but if you do not use my sum tables, or you do not, you sure you do not change it, you can execute backup without these flash tables with a read lock statement, and you also can get consistent state of InnoDB tables.
Without binlog, which is, so right now we were adding changes, so having a statement which gets consistent snapshot and at the same time as it gets binlog information.
But in this case you can get binlog information from InnoDB.
Which is not always table, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yes. So in Xtrabackup you can see output from InnoDB transactional log, which corresponds to binary log position, and you can use it.
So how do you extract change master to? Where do you look to get that information?
We look into InnoDB transactional logs.
And I understand where you look, but if I use your tools and I'm wanting to take kids to some dump, and okay, I've got it now running, now I need to do change master to start up the application. where do I look in order to get coordinates? Or does your stuff do it for us?
It is
Special file.
we have special file Xtrabackup binary log.
Okay.
You just look into the file.
Actually, it would be good if you speed up directly the command for change master rather than giving
Well,
That's a very easy,
it
I
will not
think.
have a password in it anyway, so why?
It's a question about my tables. I understand that IDB you getting from IDB space. However, with my sum tables, you are forced to log table and basically do copy.
Yeah, we just copy files.
Right. Okay.
It's just copying files.
Okay.
Well, and short version of our plans, we do build the Windows version which we have in experimental mode now, and Maxim asked me to add the CPU usage limitation, which I was not aware it's maybe a problem, but Maxim saying sometimes CPU usage I jump, so we will look into that. And that's all from what I wanted to say extra. Yes.
One of the questions for plans, have you ever considered making like sparse file output, like out of single table space? Copy just make another IB data file that has only certain tables, and everything else there is not like overwritten by zeros, but a sparse file that you can copy without space.
Okay, yeah, I get that request couple times. I think we may look into that. Also, I was asked just if we can truncate IB data if you file. When we delete files, delete tables, IB data file is not truncated. So yeah, it's pretty much.
It's a bit different because like if you once you copy the data to somewhere else, if you know that it's a sparse block on your file system, you can handle it as a sparse block as in if it's a block filled by zeros. Isn't right now if you copy table space, it will have data for existing tables. But if you say this is sparse block, it will not take space on file system, and so therefore your output.
Okay, I see what you mean.
It's a bit different approach, but as in that would allow. I mean, it's if you put that on your plans, it's like.
Okay, I will add just right now. So I want to give a chance to talk to Yasufumi about our XtraDB development. So, 1 second.
So I think that's another difference. Something like ChatGPT. ChatGPT is basically it's REST and organization. So we don't really use it's sort of part of the function.
I'm not so good at English, so please forgive my broken English. I'd like to talk about XtraDB's specific options. I'm Yasufumi Kinoshita at Percona, and I'm primary developer of XtraDB and Xtrabackup. And
Yeah, I wanted to say all these tricks in Xtrabackup developed by Yasufumi, which I very much appreciate.
And I'd like to talk about XtraDB's specific options to when you tune XtraDB, you can tune properly. XtraDB is based on InnoDB plugin and still growing and better option now. And, some option may be obsolete or not so recommended. I should reorder. And, I'd like to say no magical settings for all workloads. So, but XtraDB may already have enough options for each such cases, specific cases. don't worry if you don't catch up my talking, because this slide will upload to helcona.com. Someone may say Xtrabackup is slower than plugin. I'd like to say no to the question, because same option to plugin can be set to Xtrabackup, and in many cases Xtrabackup is not so slower than plugin. But unfortunately, in some extreme cases, I hear that really Xtrabackup is slower than plugin in some extreme cases. But in many cases, Xtrabackup is not slower than plugin. And our general setting, general basic setting for InnoDB, I'd like to omit here, but in a buffer pool size or in a IO capacity threads and log file size, tune flash log at transaction commit along your requirement. Xtrabackup specific features for increase the CPU scaling. Split the buffer to mutate. I think it is giant rock InnoDB. Split to either list and flash list and page hash flash list probably.
Close.
No.
Speak of closure.
So sorry. Oh. Dispatch optimizes mutate lock using or list using. And it is also added to the next version. In default, InnoDB prints mutate or lock name as created file name and line. So it is not so transparent. So it is fixed to real name in the source. So we can analyze more easily these conditions. This is show mutate status or show InnoDB status. Next option to features. For increasing CPU scale, when you met rollback segment mutex contention, InnoDB extra segments increasing to increase the rollback segment may effective. Attention, it is only effective when initialize the InnoDB files because dynamic changing of number of rollback segment is not safe for now. Next, if you met index lock contention, partitioning may be effective, but partitioning may cause next contention as a counter effect. Dictionary operation lock contention. This option stops the use of this lock. In the counter effect of this option, data free of show table status output is not updated. But the contention may be solved. Xtrabackup also have option to control SQL plan. One is InnoDB status. In default, InnoDB updates each table status when 2 billion rows or 1 by 16 rows updated. Such old statistic update may cause unwilling escape from change. If you don't want such a change, you should set that option to 0. Next option is InnoDB stats method. It is like MyAsm stats method. In default, InnoDB treats all nulls as equal value. So in some cases, oh, so sorry.
I was wondering what the use case was. Why would it be useful to treat nulls as unequal, that sort of thing? Does this come up much? Was there a specific problem that necessitated this patch?
The question is why nulls unequal is useful.
If you have many nulls in the one table,
if you have some variable value, you don't, it might be held in a variable, and you're doing a search on it. If it happens to be null, you might not want to match every single row that has null for that value.
Well, from statistics standpoint, it's more like if you have lots of null values, those 15 different values there, the cardinality like 15 is way you should treat it way more seriously. As in, you will have 60 if all nulls are equal, and lots of your table are nulls. You will see that, oh, I have just 15 different values, when in fact it's 15 different, and you might choose your optimizer method to do full table scan instead of going to an index, and nulls are like usually screw, as in they skew the statistics in a way that your plan will be different. It's mostly like if you have lots and lots of nulls, table may think it's not useful to use an index, and you exactly want an index to fetch all the other values. It's not for nulls, it's how you get access to the other values.
Yeah, thank you.
So with the first patch, does this suppress from metadata commands as well? Like show table status implicitly updates the statistics as well by default. Does this patch suppress that? Yeah, it does. Okay.
No, InnoDB stats method. InnoDB decide InnoDB SQL for InnoDB based on the statistics. Statistics is sorry. Statistics in InnoDB's system table. So we should, if we want to change immediately.
Okay, sorry. So the way the API
set the InnoDB stats method and explicitly execute an analyze table is needed to change at once. To stabilize the tuned throughput, we should control the value, so buffer size or something. First, we should control the modified edges and checkpoint edges. This is oldest modification which is not flushed yet. As you may know, InnoDB adaptive checkpoint works when implemented. And InnoDB adaptive checkpoint has two methods, but older one reflex is adaptive flushing. InnoDB plugin 1.0.4 implemented adaptive flushing. And adaptive flushing may be better than reflex adaptive checkpoint because of it is easy to tune. It is not so active when it is not so needed. And another method estimate may need it. They use parse thread. I will talk later. Because as a characteristic estimate, opportunity of parsing may be decreased because estimate is not so greedy. Adaptive flashing and reflex is really so useless sync and checkpoint may be increased. Another one, insert buffer should be controlled. Someone may misunderstand about insert buffer. Insert buffer is good for performance. Using insert buffer is always good for almost all. That is growing huge is bad thing because insert buffer is hash index. I recommend to use the option Xtrabackup in DB. I have active contract. The problem here is InnoDB don't merge actively. Merge means process about insert buffer. This option makes InnoDB more active to merge. Oppositely, I don't recommend these web options for Xtrabackup. To limit the max size stops the insert buffer and it is not good for performance. And insert buffer accelerates merge from background thread, but it is difficult to tune. From the next version, another thing, history length must be controlled. This is entries in rollback segments. InnoDB use parse thread option enables threads for only parsing. One should be enough for many cases, but in extreme cases, one parse thread is not enough. Such a cases, we can set large value, and when set large value, some other worker thread are added to the parse thread. But it is just an implemented state, so it is not. I think it may not so tune for now.
It's really useful in firefighting when you have something like to delete lots of data and you want it to be done as fast as possible and just bump it up and like because before you just have to wait. It's not that useful like during constant running, but when you need it, you need it.
Yes. If you use cheap random access storage like solid state disk, I think you should stop the read ahead or cluster flashing neighbor pages. If you use huge number of threads in full power, you may use the option InnoDB thread concurrency. When you use the InnoDB thread concurrency, you may feel the throughput is decreased from the top value. InnoDB thread concurrency time-based option is backporting from ISQ 5.4. It may have such a cases. I think it is worth a try. And too fast recovery. As you may know, InnoDB has two recovery phases. One is reading log phase and another applying log phase. Of course, for reading log phases, InnoDB fast recovery option is added. This option suppresses a bubble sort of flash list by some tricks.
I think we just should clap for Yosefumi for this one. It has like serious readers. Join it.
Thank you.
It's like 90% reduction in recovery time, something like that?
It's even more in edge cases. If you go for gigabyte transaction logs, it just can go really low. Like it can be 100 times faster.
As you may have bigger transaction log from checkpoint, the time increase.
So like it's like what happened before is like most of your waiting for crash recovery was because 99% of time was spent sorting the flush list instead of the entry there, and it's
and for applying log phase, we can use the InnoDB read-write all threads because the applying log phase is done by each read IO thread, so increasing read IO means parallelize the applying log phase. In addition, another potential. Someone may use InnoDB extra on the source option, but this breaks the file format compatibility with the other InnoDB. So I recommend that instead of it, use InnoDB extra arrow product segments in 4 times larger value. InnoDB extra underslope is
it gives you more concurrent transactions at the same time.
Limited to 1024 if I remember correctly. This gives you up to like 4 whatever, 4068.
Thank you for listening. Okay.